Aglerta is known as the Kingless land. Once prosperous and peaceful, it has now fallen into lawlessness, studded with feuding baronies engaged in a constant state of war. The only hope for peace lies in the legend of the sleeping king, destined to rise and restore peace when the Dwerin Dimstones are recovered. Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host Liam, aka Himbar. Today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Ed Greenwood's The Kingless Land. The Kingless Land is a 2000 novel by Ed Greenwood and book one in the Band of Four, which is one of those Ed Greenwood series that is not Forgotten Realms. Of course, the Forgotten Realms being what he is most famous for. This is, it starts with a young bard at a haunted tavern, and he has come for a gathering of bards. Del Camper of Ragalar is his name, and he is naive, but doesn't believe a man telling him of the sleeping king waiting to be woken and take rule of the kingless land once more. As now, that land has fallen into just a bunch of baronies that are, rather lawless. Del Camper has a magical item that lets him see things his mundane eyes cannot. Then we have two men scaling a castle to kidnap a sorceress. The world immediately feels exciting, mysterious. It's full of adventure, but darkness. It's somewhat like the Forgotten Realms or the Rune Lords, even by David Farland, though magic here is very much unexplained. It's also very much the high magic version of D&D, evolved out of sword and sorcery. There are many quick deaths and sudden immolations, for example. But while gruesome and grim, they're never gory. And then Lady Embra is a fun character, probably the most standout besides the group of bards we sometimes cut to. The rest of the Band of Four are fine too. Overall, though, the only thing about this book is that it's not that standout of a novel. While Lady Embra is a fun character, and I find that Greenwood can make pretty interesting characters, a lot of times they all feel very similar, and this one does feel very similar to his Forgotten Realms novels. But it's not Forgotten Realms, so that might be a good thing for you or maybe a bad thing for you. I enjoyed this novel. I probably would have been more into it if it was Forgotten Realms, but since it doesn't have, this baggage maybe of being tied to Dungeons & Dragons, you might enjoy it more, and it essentially reads like all the other Greenwood. And again, I'm always compelled by Greenwood's characters. He makes them really silly, kind of almost Liberian in his characters, though not as witty, I feel like, as Liber. He definitely tries, and Greenwood isn't a terrible author. He's just kind of hit or miss. And so this is not a very memorable novel, but at the same time, it's not bad, and it's also not long. So in a lot of ways, there's no reason really not to read this. If you want some heroic fantasy, maybe from, the 2000. There's other good fantasy from that time period as well, but this is something you might want to check out. And the Band of Four, I'm not entirely sure how well the series is connected. I don't know if it's very loose, or if they're pretty well tied together. I think there's only 4 novels in the series as well. Again, none of them are that popular. I have the second book, so I'll read that one eventually. Maybe that'll be my next Greenwood novel, since I do need to read another one of those. But I also have a lot of his Forgotten Realms stuff I still need to read, so we shall see. Anyways, let me know if you've read this one. I really like the cover for it. But, anyways, overall, it's just not a bad novel, but maybe one that's worth skipping unless you really want to try it out for some reason. I'll catch you next time.